Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. This is Celine Monique, and I am welcoming you to my very first episode of Celine Monique's Manifesting Bubble. So stay tuned. And I'm just super excited to share it with you guys. And I'm just here for it. I'm just so excited to be on this journey with you. And this is going to be amazing. I'm ready to share some great manifesting information with you and just really get you going in the right direction. And, you might be wondering, why did she name this the Manifesting Bubble? Well, first and foremost, let me give you some background. Manifesting, we can get the idea about that. But the bubble part is that, okay, first and foremost, I love bubbles. Ever since I was a little kid, I loved playing in bubbles. I love blowing bubbles. And I've always been amazed and fascinated at the creation of a bubble because it's just like this perfect sphere that lingers in the air for a few moments, and it has this beautiful rainbow film over it right before it bursts. But, and I love bubbles. That if you give me a bubble machine and let me play, I will be in my glory. Okay. For real. But, and I even love Michael Jackson's monkey named Bubbles. I just love little monkeys and stuff too. So that Bubbles is just one of those things I actually love. And, but to be more on a serious, on a more serious tip or whatever. When you think of a bubble, it has its own space. It's its own little creation. It comes in different sizes. It's a beautiful creation. Each one is individual. And that's where I want you to understand is that your reality is your own bubble. It is your own little manifesting machine. Okay. And you are in control of your bubble. You can, and once you realize, the thing about manifesting is that once you realize that you actually have the ability to allow what you want into your bubble and what you don't want out of it, you are in control. And, as you, manifest, you will start to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So what exactly is manifesting? And that's where we're going to really hone in on tonight. Okay. This is what we're really going to get into because I want you to get an understanding. And I felt okay, this first podcast, I need to explain what exactly does this mean? And I don't think that, a lot of people, you may be familiar with the term law of attraction. You may be familiar with the term of manifesting. You may have a little bit of background. You may even know how to manifest, or you may have absolutely no clue. So let's just start at the beginning and then we'll work our way up. Okay. So what exactly is manifesting? So did you guys know that you are already manifesting within your bubble? You have already been manifesting your reality, and you may not understand it. You may not really fully grasp the concept, but let me tell you, you have been manifesting since day one, but you just didn't know that you were in control. And once you gain control, that is when true manifestations start to blossom and they start to bloom. So let me prove it to you. Okay. Was there a time where you really, really wanted something? I don't know what it is. Maybe, you as a kid, you really wanted to go to the amusement park and you put all of your thoughts, your prayers, your belief that mom and dad were going to take you to the amusement park. And then the next thing you know, there's mom or dad hey, we got tickets to the amusement park. We're going this weekend. Or did you ever you needed something, you needed some money and you were man, I really just need, $20 extra. And the next thing you know, you're looking in your pocket and there is a $20 bill. Has something ever eerie happened to you like that? And I know for me, it has, and it still happens all the time where I think of something and then it actually comes true later down the line. And, sometimes we manifest things instantly. So for example, too, have you ever thought of a person and then the next thing you know, they hit you up on Facebook, or they like your post on Instagram, or they text you? Has this ever happened? Or somebody calls you? I'm sure that something, a coinky dink, okay, or coincidence in your mind, you may have said, okay, this is a coincidence, that this happened at the same time as, I was thinking about it. No, you manifested it. And have you ever manifested? And let me prove it to you again. You even manifest things that you didn't want to happen. So like, for instance, have you ever woken up from, you woke up and it's time to go to work. You wake up and all of a sudden, as soon as you open your eyes that today is going to be a bad day. Today is going to be a bad day. You know that your boss is going to be mad at you. You know that, you gotta race through, you gotta get to work, and you got coworkers bugging you and slacking, and you gotta pick up the slack, and you just know that today is just not gonna be the day. The customers are gonna be bothering you, or your clients, they're gonna drive you nuts, and you gotta deal with this person. And you've already put into your mind before you started your day that you were going to have a bad day. Has that ever happened to you? I know it has for me. And then you end up, you've already put in your mind, today's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a terrible day. And you get in the car and you're going on a drive to work. People are cutting you off in traffic. You're stopped at lights. People are driving stupid. You get to work. Your boss is mad. You have all these messages you have to answer, but you have to get to a staff meeting or a meeting or whatever you have to get to. I'm a teacher, so I say staff meeting. I don't know if you guys have staff meetings where you work, but you have had a stressed out day, and then you even come home and the kids are fighting and you have to find out what you're going to cook for dinner, and it's just a big mess, okay? Your whole day was ruined, and you knew it. When you first opened your eyes, you were going to have a bad day. And I want to tell you, you manifested that day. The first thought that came into your head, I'm going to have a bad day, that is what was brought to you. A bad day. And once we understand more about manifesting and how we can control our environment, and that everything is really a doing of ourselves, okay? And it's really something that, we have had control of this whole time. It's like we have been driving, but we didn't know we were driving the whole time. Like you've been in the vehicle and you thought you were a passenger, but the whole time you've been driving. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? So, we've already been manifesting. And the reason why, we manifest good things, we manifest bad things. The reason why these things happen is because whatever we focus on expands. So just to go back to like the work example that I just gave you. Have you ever been in a work environment and people start sneezing and they start coughing and they start saying that they have the flu, and then the next thing you know, your coworker's called out, and then the next coworker is called out, and now everybody in the whole place has seemed to have caught this flu or this disease, whatever it is. The reason is because you focused on it, and now you have it too. And now the next thing you know, you go home, your stomach hurts, your nose is running like crazy, and your brain feels like it's about to explode because you focused on it. You started to worry about the germs, and you started worrying about, this person sneezed over here, and whatever we focus on expands. And I really want you to understand that in order for you to manifest properly, you're going to need to be in control of your thoughts. And it's not an easy process. But the thing about it is, the reason why this whole manifesting and this whole driving and we're really in control, the reason why, you may not fully understand it is because you kind of got to look into quantum physics. And if you really want to, dive deep into understanding of quantum physics, I do recommend you read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He really goes into the science behind what I'm saying. And I can get into a little bit of it, but just in a nutshell, quantum physics are pretty much your thoughts create your reality through the field of infinite potential / possibilities. So there's this realm, okay? We're all in the universe. There's this realm where anything is possible. You may not feel that way. You may be like, oh, it's not possible. It is possible. Anything is possible in the field of infinite potential, and you have to tap into it. So, let me give you just a little glimpse into what I'm talking about. Now, if you look around the room, you might see, in my living room right now, I'm just podcasting right here from my house. In my living room, I see my flat screen TV. I see a beautiful purple orchid, plant, I see a table, I see my light fixtures, my cute couches, and my lamps, and my magazines, my dumbbells. I have some dumbbells out, and my heater. Okay, so these things were once a thought in somebody's mind, and then they became reality. This is what I mean by the quantum physics. It's when you think of something and it becomes an actual reality. It starts to unfold into a true thing and into a real 3D object. So for example, my kitchen table is really cute little kitchen table. This was in somebody's mind, the design of it. Somebody thought of this before they actually started building it. It didn't just, they didn't just start building it one day. Somebody had to sit down and they probably had the thought in their mind. They sketched it out and it became, the next thing you know, they're putting the pieces together. The same goes with the phone. I mean, imagine like what the things that our phones can do nowadays, and the apps that are now available. All of these apps were once inside somebody's mind. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all of these things were inside of somebody's mind. Even sending an email or a text was once inside of somebody's mind. And I remember being a kid being like, wouldn't it be so cool if we could video conference with our friends? Like we could have but I don't think I said it like that. But if we had a video and we could watch each other from the screen, and even though they live in a different state, we could see them. And I remember thinking this because my family, I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and my mom moved us out to Denver, Colorado when we were kids. And so, it was a big change, being far away from my whole family. So it was always like one of those things in the back of my mind. Like, I really, really wish that there was some way that I could talk to people and they could see me like video. And I remember this, and you might have done it too as a kid. But the thing is that this was all in somebody's mind. Everything that we see, the songs we hear on the radio, they were once inside of somebody's mind. And the next thing you know, there's a beat and there's some song, whatever. There's some singing over it or rapping, whatever it is. But the thing about it is that when you look more into quantum physics, you start to understand that everything around us was once a thought. And when you realize that your thoughts have power and that you have been in control the whole time, then, it opens up your manifesting door, and you're able to really see and navigate the way through this life that you want to. And, so what we focus on, it expands. And so what this truly means is that you have the ability to design the life of your dreams. You can design the life that you truly, truly love. You can design a perfect life. And now, where does this tie into religion? Where does this tie into your faith? Some people, they don't have a belief in God. Some people do. Some people have, their own personal spiritual experiences, things like that. I'm going to be transparent with you. I am Muslim. So, I believe in Allah. I believe in the will of Allah. And we call it the qadr of Allah, that God has a will that He wants to fulfill. And so sometimes when misfortunes befall us, we automatically say it was the qadr of Allah or the will of God, because Allah means God in Arabic, but it was the will of God. So for me, how does manifesting come into play with the will of God and the creator, the ultimate creator of the heavens and the earth, of the universe? Okay. For myself, and this is my own personal belief, and as you journey through your manifesting, as you take your manifesting journey, you come to your own conclusions. But for me, I believe that there's an ultimate creator. The ultimate creator has given us all a little bubble, a little car that we're all driving. He's allowing us to navigate through, but he's still in charge. We ask him through manifestation to create the world of our dreams. And he does that for us. And and I believe too, the universe is an entity that God has created, and that it is set up to serve us. It is a servant for us. So it brings us what we want. If we are constantly telling ourselves we're broke, we're ugly, we're not worthy, the universe brings us more of that as an example. We start to hear people telling us bad things about ourselves. We start to experience the loss of finances, and, we're in debt, and we're drowning, and we're like, what's going on? And I'm not making enough money. That's because the universe it's serving us in the way that we're asking it to. But what happens when we start to speak and we start to envision a nice life, a life full of financial abundance, a life full of peace and happiness and love? And, when those curveballs do come in, when the creator says, you know what, sometimes, you're going to get a little roadblock, but you stay the course and you still believe that you can have a great life. When you believe that, then you continue to, when those tough times come in, you're still able to navigate. You're still able to succeed in your manifestations. And, with manifesting, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of letting go. It takes the fact that we'll learn more about how to let go. What does that look like? What does that mean? Because for some things, you have to, you're going to understand with manifesting, in order for things to manifest, you have to let go. We'll be talking about that more. We're going to be talking more about how to build your belief, building it up enough where your manifestation has time to marinate. It has time to bake. It has time to actually come to you served, and how that happens. And I really, and you may be asking yourself, how can I do this? And does it really work? And I'm telling you, it really does work, and you can do it. But like I said, it's going to take a lot of patience. So what I'm going to give you a small assignment before I let you go on my first podcast. This is your first assignment. You are to look for a yellow butterfly. It may come in the form of a real butterfly. You may see it in a dream. You may see it. You may be walking, walking through the store and you see a painting of a yellow butterfly. I don't know how it's going to come to you. I don't know. I actually taught my students this last week. We actually, they're third graders and they're so interested, and they, sometimes the circumstances of their daily lives get in their way. And I'm always working with them to build up their belief. And I said, you know what? You guys are going to see a yellow butterfly. Let's manifest a yellow butterfly. And many of them were like, no, the class is only 45 minutes. And they're like, we're not going to see it. Where is it, miss? Where's the yellow butterfly? And I'm like, I don't know where it is, but it's going to come. Well, what if we see it when we get home? How are we going to tell you? I said, I'm here every day. You guys can tell me if you see the yellow butterfly. Well, the whole class, they're just waiting for like a giant yellow butterfly or something to fly into the classroom. But of course, it didn't come in that form. After the class, the kids went to their specials, which is like gym and it's PE and music and art. And I go to check my teacher mailbox and see what's in there. Usually the front office will put like anything that needs to go home. So they were sending home a little spring break paper to send home with all the kids, a little not a worksheet, but like a little flyer that goes home to let the parents know we have spring break next week. So as soon as I get it, it's this pretty yellow, there's a little half sheet of yellow paper. And of course, what's on the yellow paper? Butterflies. And so the kids saw the yellow butterflies. And by the time they had come out of specials, some of them like, oh, we saw a book and it had a yellow butterfly in the music room. And they were just so amazed. So by the next day, I think everybody had seen the yellow butterfly. So you're going to do the same. You are going to manifest a yellow butterfly. And you can change the color if you want. It's going to come. You have to believe that you're going to see it. If you don't believe it, you will not be served it. It will not come to you. But if you believe it, you're going to see it. But I leave you guys with this. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Facebook if you want, as Celine Monique. And I am just so excited. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel too. And I just have just released my new Ruth and Mays magazine. So make sure that you check it out. And if you want more information on that, hit me up. All right, guys, I hope that you have a great evening and I hope that you are having a peaceful night. All right. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, it's Celine Monique. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you like what you heard, please make sure to subscribe to my podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also follow me on Instagram at Celine_Monique and Facebook and Twitter at Celine Monique. To join my Build Your Own Product Line workshop for exclusive merch or to contact me, visit www.CelineMonique.com. And to become a part of my exclusive private Facebook group, please make sure to contact me as well. Please feel free to share this podcast with others. Assalamu alaikum.